right, so our agenda for today is got a quick welcome. We're going to introduce our team, your support team here at the Government Contractors Association. There's one other person that's not here today, which is your opportunity manager. We'll bring that person in a little bit down the road. But so we'll introduce our team. You'll get a chance to meet your chapter members as well. And then we'll go into some benefits. What are the benefits that you're going to receive in this program here? We're going to look through the general teaming agreement. This is the agreement that binds all of us together. And we'll look at the NDA. Most of it, I'm only going to highlight a few things. Most of it, you'll read over it and sign it. I'm going to send it to you after today, and then you'll review it. And then because this is as I shared before, we've been setting up teams for many, many years. We've set up lots of successful companies coming together, working together. The Teaming Co-op is a new initiative, taking all the lessons that we've learned in terms of matching companies together and just codifying it into a formal program so that it can be more long-term versus just onesies and twosies in terms of matching companies. So we'll talk about the NDA. You'll review it. Some of it, if you have questions about something, we're still going to maybe alter the agreement a little bit because it's a new initiative, and so we want to make sure that we set it up where it's going to be successful and be helpful to you. We're going to talk about our future plans for the chapter, and we'll cover that, and then we're going to go into the software. There's multiple software, but one of the main software that's going to allow you to manage and share opportunities back and forth, that software is going to be called GoGenie, and then we'll talk about the payment links, and then we'll set up another meeting for next week. And then we'll go ahead and you have a few simple homework assignment. One of it is to complete the past performance matrix. So that's our agenda for today. I'm going to start off by sharing a little bit about my vision of why the Teaming Co-op is here and why we're doing this here. Because sometimes you know the what, you know the how, but you don't always know the why. Early in my life, we escaped the communist regime that was in control of Laos. And we fled Laos. We got to the border of Laos and Thailand. And that border was the Mekong River. And the Mekong River is like similar to the Mississippi River, or for some of you, might be the Ohio River, or a few of you might be and maybe not the Colorado River. But each one of us have a reference point. And the Mekong River is too wide for us to swim across. And my parents had 7 little kids, from a newborn all the way to a 12-year-old. I was a middle child. I was about 6 years old at that time. And we couldn't swim across. One side was death, destruction. The other side was a new future, more hope, maybe better life for us. But we needed to get across. We couldn't swim. We didn't have a boat. So we had to take a chance. The soldiers, the communist soldiers were, they were, patrolling the border there itself. So we found a family with a little boat, and we asked them to help us. And that family could have said no. They could have turned this to the soldiers, but they decided to help us to get to Thailand. And eventually we made it to America from there. But that's how we got here. But I never forgot that family along the river. Even though I was only 6 years old, I remember getting on that little boat with a little motor on it, taking us through the rapids of the water, getting us to Thailand, and being greeted by the Thai border patrol, eventually taking us to the refugee camp. And I'm grateful for that family along the river. And I know that along in our journey in life, sometimes we need someone to help us to get to where we want to go. And we can get there ourselves, but swimming across rapid water might be more than we can handle at that time. Well, we may not have the best equipment. We may not have the proper tool. Along my life, there's been people just like that little boat, that family, that helped me in life. And so when I got into the government market, fell in love with this industry, and decided to start up the Government Contractors Association, I said, I started GCA because I want to be a little boat to help people to cross this river, to move from the private sector to the government sector. And this river is not really a river, it's an ocean. It's a big divide that less than 2% of businesses in the United States are active in this industry, and only half of 1% of businesses are successful in the federal procurement marketplace. That means it's extremely rare that companies come and they get to where they want to go. Some come, they have marginal success. They have never reached the level where they want to go because they may lack a key strategy. They may lack a key relationship. They may lack past performance to help them to get to where they want to go. No one has a full solution to everything. We all need something to support us. And so that family along the river taught me that we all need somebody in this journey in life, and especially in the government market. So that's really the why the co-op is being formed, so that the co-op can be your little boat to help you get to the other side. All of you are winning contracts because we have in the association, we have members that have never won contracts. This program is not for them. This program it's only for companies that have a little bit of, they've gone beyond just learning how to speak Governese. They have a few things in place, but they're still lacking certain things to get to the next level. And so with that said, this is my why. I do this here because I love doing this here. We love supporting small businesses. We are here to ensure that every step of the way, you have the best chance of success. We brought in our team. So I'm going to start off with introducing our team. So you know who our support staff will be, and they're here to serve you. We are here. Your investment is a serious investment, but as it compares to in this industry, you are getting an enormous value for the investment that you're making. And so I'm going to introduce our team here. I'm going to introduce our Chief Happiness Officer. She is the glue that holds all of us together, and her name is Via. She's also the mother of my two amazing kids. She's my business partner. We've been married 22 years, 23, going on 23. And so with that, and she is a movie star. She's an actress. She's got a lot of stuff going, but I won't steal all her thunder. But Via, if you could share a little about yourself and what you do for the association, and so people kind of get to know you a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you, Abraham. Abe is an amazing visionary in government contracting. He clearly puts together the possibilities of how our clients can win and make sustainable success. Yes, our last names match, and they have for a few decades. We're graduating our second homeschooler. It's been quite a journey, and we are very proud that both of our children have landed at the Savannah College of Art and Design. My role at GCA, I am events and membership. I like to stay behind the scenes. So I sink my teeth into details, and I support you by making sure you have all the information you need from us, so you are on a winning team. You're in great hands with Abe, Joseph, Guy, and myself, because we know, I believe it's a proverb that if you go alone, I forget that part, but the important part is that if you go together, you go far.
If you want to go quick, you go by yourself. If you want to go far, you go together. Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, Via, thank you. She is, as it relates, as a member of the Teaming Co-op, you're also a member of the Government Contractors Association. So all of our training, all of our programs from the association is open up to you as well. We're going to go to some of those details in a little bit, but Via she's the membership director. She's the chief happiness officer. So if you have anything, she will be the person as it relates to events, training programs, all of the other things. Your membership in this year includes a lot of those already. So we'll cover those benefits in a little bit. Next up, one of my longtime friends in the government contracting marketplace, he initially came here to learn to be a capture manager, but then he ended up being one of the key part of GCA. And so I'm going to introduce everybody to Guy Burns, who is our Executive VP of Training.
Thank you, Abe. Yeah, as Abe said, back in 2017, I was looking into winning government contracts. I'm a service-disabled veteran, and I had done a little bit of contract training for another company who was a woman-owned business. She would win contracts, but she couldn't do all the training. So I was doing some training, realized that I enjoyed the audiences. I love to speak. I had started my speaking and training and coaching business back in 2003. So we just hit 20 years a few months ago. And so when I took the class at GCA, I was totally impressed with the quality of the materials, the heart of the people. And so when I was wrapping up my class, I talked to Abe and said, some of the companies that I work with probably should be winning government contracts, so I can introduce them to you. And he said, that's great. He said, we also get clients that need coaching and training from time to time. And since you have that background, why don't you take our coaches certification course? So I took that, and our role has part-time for a while. And then when COVID hit and GCA had to start doing more virtual training, because I live in Louisiana now, but I was living in Florida at the time. And so I wasn't able to do part of the training because it was in person. And while we all hate that COVID happened, it did provide opportunities for reaching a broader audience. And also, you guys will discover that the government does more things virtually than they used to. That's going to open up some opportunities for you. So a few years ago, when the opportunity came to become the lead teacher for the Certified Capture Manager course, for me, it was a no-brainer. The quality of the materials and the heart of the people was just a perfect match for what I do. I look forward to being here. I won't be intimately involved with your chapters, but I'm always here as a support resource for you. You'll have all of our contact information, and I look forward to going alongside you guys on your journey.
All right, thank you, Guy. And one of the core training program we have is we have a sales training program in the government market. It's called the Certified Capture Manager. And if all of you who are members of the co-op here, you are also, that's part of your benefit as well. So should you choose to take that path, there's no additional cost. That's a $10,000 training program. Should you choose to send you or one of your, maybe one of your capture manager or a salesperson in your team to that program, let us know. And Guy, he's the main instructor there. With that, I'm going to turn over to Joseph Johnson. He's going to be your capture facilitator, and he's graduated top of the class many moons ago. But he's just going to share a little bit about his background, and he's going to be the main glue that holds this chapter together. And your initial support will come from Joseph, but I am with you every single step of the way because this is a new program. The first few months of this year, I will be involved in every single step. And then once we start to work through some of the bugs and some of the things that we need to iron out, Joseph will be your key capture facilitator supporting you. I will still be driving a lot of the direction, a lot of the how to do things behind the scenes, but Joseph will be the one that's coordinating everything in between. So Joseph, you want to share a little about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Abe. Good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Joseph Johnson. I'm also a service-disabled veteran. I will be your capture facilitator for this Teaming Co-op chapter. A little bit about myself. Originally, I was, former Marine. I was stationed in Camp Pendleton, California. found out it was a non-deployable unit, so I fought tooth and nail to go Marine Security Guard. That's when I got my first experience of MC work in State Department style contracts. Once I got out of the Marine Corps, I was recruited by another agency that allowed me to do construction security, and I got full hands-on within the world of government contracting. I did that for many years, going to countries like Tashkent, Uzbekistan, served by Indonesia, and also my last post was Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Once I stopped doing that, I was started working for the Department of Homeland Security as an IT contractor for a company called Abacus Solutions. Did that for a little bit, and during that time, I really took full advantage of, really got a good understanding of how government contracting worked, thanks to a couple of contacts. Then I stumbled upon GCA, which I ended up taking a class, and like what Abe said, I was able to graduate on the top of the class, and now here I am. So yes, I look forward to working with each and every one of you, and yeah.
Okay, Joseph, thank you. Jewel, if you could have your camera on, because this is going to be part of building a relationship is through online now. So if it's possible, I don't know if you're in a place or camera ready.
Yes, Abe, she's not. She's actually in the car right now. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if you're not in a place to do that, that's fine. But this is relationship building is through online stuff now. So. We always request that during all of our sessions, in our weekly capture meetings, we're going to be reviewing opportunities. You'll need to be in front of your computer so that we can talk through opportunities, and it should be a time where we can all collaborate in that way. So, okay. With that said, we've got our other support team members. We've got Suja and Mason, who will be your proposal support team. Mason, you want to share a little about yourself, and then Shuja, if you could share a little about yourself as well.
Yeah, sure. Myself as Mason Hussain. I have almost 1 year of experience in proposal development. I am really excited to work with all of you. I hope that I will leverage my skills as well and bring the win to the company as well. Thank you.
All right, Suja.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Shuja Ahmed Khan. So I have been in government space for many years, especially in the space of federal. So I've worked in various, I would say, contract vehicles, most recently in Oasis Plus, right now looking at PACT, SOUP as well, and previously submitted Polaris, as before. So I'm just really excited, and thank you, Abe, for bringing us together and making this happen. Really excited to bring value to the team, learn from each one of you. And again, thank you, everyone. Really excited.
Yeah, and as it relates to proposal, just so you guys get a little bit of perspective on that, we have a dedicated proposal writer, but we have a whole team behind it. And so, for example, if it's a opportunity that the dedicated proposal writer says, okay, hey, you know what, this is more complex than I can handle. We have a whole proposal team behind it. So the proposal team will step in and help move that project forward. So we set it up kind of like some of you may be familiar with how help desk support works, to where there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 support. And so we set up a proposal shop the same way, to where we have a dedicated person to support the day-to-day. And as things require more complex, we have a whole team behind it. We've written thousands of proposals. Our proposal team have written thousands of proposals. And so in terms of that side of it, you know, they're there. You'll be well taken care of from the proposal side of it. And then now it's time to really dive into the key people of the team members of this founding chapter members of the co-op here. So I'm gonna start with Stephen. If you share a little about yourself and your business, and then we'll continue, and then we'll go into the other content.
Sure, thanks, Abe. I'm Stephen Joseph. I'm with Round 6 Technologies. I'm a partner with Round 6 Technologies. We are a software development company, consulting services. We have, we are doing actually like we are in that government space for last like actually 4 or 5 years, and we do the federal projects, state and local projects. So it is we are in that actually it's we have some actually like we are looking for teaming partners to move forward. That's it about me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Stephen. And then we got Jewel. Jewel, you're on the road, but go ahead and if you can share about yourself and your company. We'll come back to you, Jewel, if you can't unmute yourself. Jenna.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ijana. I do run a cybersecurity firm named TNT LLC. We've been in the federal contracting space for about 3 years. We've only held 2 contracts at the moment. So we are really looking forward to teaming up and then growing and building on more past performance. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jewel, are you in a place you can share a little about yourself, your company? Are you on mute? Yeah, still on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, first let me apologize. This is not something I would normally do, but my daughter has an issue with her car, so I need to get to her. I am Jewel Williams, and I am the founder, COO of Legacy Management Solutions. We've been in business since 2014. We do acquisition support, administrative support, some facilities, and some warehousing. So we've stretched the acquisition in our minds to be the full life cycle acquisition support, but also once the purchases are ordered, we support with supply technicians, supply management, as well as inventory control, things of that nature. So it's really business operations is the way we view it overall. We are 8A, we're woman-owned, and economically disadvantaged woman-owned as well. And I am really excited to be a part of this process. I totally see the benefits in collaboration and working together. My background actually is as a CPA, so I've been in government contracting for many years, but not in this particular role. So this has been a little different for me in terms of having to actually grow the company and do the full business development. So, I'm excited to learn new things and to collaborate and to see where we can go.
All right, Jewel. Hopefully everything gets taken care of for your daughter.
All right, yes, I appreciate that.
Yep, and then our fourth company is Ramakant. You want to share about yourself, your company?
Yes, this is Ramakant Pichara. We are located in Chantilly, Virginia. We are in the business 1999. We are working with, initially we started helping commercial clients, then we moved to the federal. At this moment, we are working with the 3 federal agencies and looking forward to work with you guys. And we are digital modernization company.
Okay. All right, Ramakant. Are you still at home or you've already left to go overseas?
Now at office, not yet left.
Okay.
Anytime available.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're able to join us. Okay, with that, those are the 4 founding companies to kick off this chapter here. I want to go and shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the future plans for this chapter. So let me go and come back and share my screen. And so I'm gonna skip to point 8 first. because point 8 talks about our future plans of adding more chapter members. In a mature marketplace for a chapter, it could be anywhere between 10 to 15, as long as it doesn't cannibalize each other's company. And so, but ultimately, initially, we are vetting the companies to be part of the chapter. But you guys, if you know another company you feel that will benefit, feel free to introduce them to Joseph, and Joseph and I will meet with them, talk about the value of being part of the chapter. But outside of that, we will go and help bring in new chapter members for you guys. So we already set up a campaign to go out. Joseph, can you pull up the Super 8As that we are currently building a campaign around? If you could pull up that list. So the first goal is we want to find a Super 8A that will come and work with you guys. What Super 8As, what they need is Super 8As is they treat their Super 8A as a contracting vehicle. They normally self-perform part of it, but they prefer that a teaming partner or a JV partner or a subcontractor performs the heavy lifting. So they use their Super 8A status. They go out there and they go and get the contracts. And then they rely on a capable company to help execute those contracts. So that's really for most Super 8As, whether it's Hawaiian Native owned or tribally owned corporation, TOC or NHO or ANC, very similar business model. They use that status, but they need strong teaming partners to execute, whether it's SAP, whether it's cybersecurity, or whether it is software development, or whether it's administrative management, program management, HR support. They need someone who's the expert to support that. So Joseph, he just pulled up the list there. And what we're doing is next week, we're going to start reaching out to some Super 8As and telling them that we have a co-op chapter and that these are the members, and we want to see who is interested in coming to. Now, the Super 8As, they may join the chapter, but we don't necessarily need them to join the chapter. What we want them to do is say, hey, we're bidding on these projects, and they're just going to team with you guys. That's all we're interested in. Now, if they decide to join the chapter, it's more strategic. But even if they don't join the chapter, they're going to team with you to go after bigger projects. The 8A sole source is $4.5 million for civilian agencies. DOD is $8 million. But Super 8As, unlimited, 100 million can be sole source to a Super 8A. And so very, very powerful contracting vehicle in that regard. Next up, we're also going to be looking for 8A graduated companies. 8A graduate companies, they have been successful, but they no longer have 8As. They no longer have this contracting vehicle. And some of them are concerned that they don't have 8A status anymore, and they need 8A companies. So part of it is we're going to invite them to be part of the chapter as well. And then the next phase of engagement, we're going to look for large companies that are successful that need subcontractors. Every large company needs, they need the support of 35% of most contract needs to be subcontracted to small businesses. So inherently, there's a need for a resource like your company. So we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to continue to grow the chapter. Now, if in this process you say, hey, we need more companies that is great with AI or great with machine learning or or that have past performance with Microsoft Dynamics or that have experience with whatever technology, let Joseph know. And then we can strategically engage those companies that have past performance in those areas and then invite them to be part of the chapter as well. So that's part of our role, is to strengthen the chapter, strengthen your capabilities of winning more contracts. So what Joseph showed here is the current list of There's about, Joseph, how many companies, Super 8As are out there?
At least 700.
Yes, about 700 companies that we will be reaching out to. We have a few relationship as well, but we'll have those conversations as well to see who may be a good candidate sometime in the future. When somebody says, I'm interested, we'll bring them to the chapter meetings. Thanks for sharing that, Joseph. So next up, I want to talk about our member benefits, and let me pull that up. Well, let me do this here first. So the four company, I haven't added yours in here, Ramakant, because you're last minute. So the four company is TNT, Legacy Management, Francis, and then Ramakant's company as well. So there's going to be four companies that's going to be founding members. We will, let me go to the benefits. Where is my benefits page? Well, I know where I can go to quickly here. Can you guys still see my screen?
Nope,
No.
I cannot see your screen now.
No, okay, let me stop and resume. I think when Joseph shared it, kicked mine out. So let me go through a few of these things here. So part of being the Teaming Co-op, you are a member of GCA, so you can add up to 4 personnel from your company into our membership portal, so that if they want to come to class, anybody, you know, I would say about 80% of our classes are free to you, because we have 2 to 3 classes every single week. So like tonight we're doing a proposal class. So and we do marketing class, we do, you know, capability statement class, we do, you know, everything around government contracting. We bring in military, you know, small business specialists from the military. We bring in different people to the association to do different classes. So as a Teaming Co-op member, you are welcome to attend those as much as you want to as well. But you can have 4 people that can be part of the portal. Once you sign up for your membership, I'll go through sign up in a second, but once you sign up, you will receive a login, and then you can add multiple people. If you have any questions about the membership portal, Via, who is a membership director, will be the person to follow up with. You also receive a proposal writer. And then we will write as many proposals as possible on a monthly basis. Typically 3 to 6 will be the norm. In some months there may be 1 or 2. Some months there may be a little bit, you know, more. But if it's a larger proposal, that means it's going to be less. So the proposal writer is there. Also, the proposal writer is there to help you support with RFI responses, source of sought responses as well. So that proposal writer will be there. Now, our proposal writer will only write proposals where 2 of you or more is going after the project. If it's just you, you're on your own. You have to use your own proposal writer to write your own proposals, because that's the purpose of the Teaming Co-op, is so that you have a support team, but it's for the benefit of the team members versus solo. If you're going at it solo, you continue to do what you've been doing in the past. If you don't have a proposal team, we do have proposal writers that outside of the proposal writer that we've assigned to you. We have other proposal writers. If you say, hey, do you have a proposal writer to help me on my personal proposal, that's fine. Just let us know. Then you have capture facilitate. That's Joseph. The capture management sales training program. Let me take a second to share with you what that is. So this is a sales training in the government market. This is a formal structured program, and it is 14, sometimes 15 weeks, depending if we take a week off. It's 15 weeks of sales training, and we take you through a very methodical process. And this process is a equivalent to a private university's degree program, similar to a master's degree program. This is a approved post-secondary educational program. Instead of a degree program, it is a certificate program. And this is approved by the state of Georgia, but any student can enroll in this here from anywhere in the world, but it's approved by the state of Georgia as a equivalent to a private university program. And so with this here, you receive lots of resources. You receive the GovLMS, which is a learning management system. At the end, the person that is enrolled in this here will be certified as a capture manager. This is either you or will be the capture manager or someone else in your company. You don't have to do the CCM program. It is a $10,000 program. For members, it's $6,000. So as a member of the association, you receive for $6,000, but we don't charge you $6,000. It's part of your benefit for being in the Teaming Co-op. I highly recommend doing this class here. To succeed in this class, you will need somewhere between, on average, about 10 hours, because we take 3 years of knowledge and we put it into 15 weeks. So it's a lot of information in a very short period of time. And let me show you the inside of it. So the inside of it is this here. When you come to class, we developed the Gov Fast Track software. This is part of your package. And so should you be interested in this here, Ramakan graduated from the program. So when you come, you will come, click on this here, and you will see that this is your blueprint in terms of step-by-step blueprint in the government market. And now most of you are not brand new. So this program is assuming that this is a brand new company with no experience in the government market. And some of you, you've done some of these things already. And that's okay, because if you've done it, you just mark up 100%, go to the next step. And so we get into promotion, we get to strategy, we get into proposal writing, we get into creating your brand, relationship, email templates, agreement templates, all of that's in the program. And then every single week, you have specific tasks to complete. So this is a very, this is really one of the core resource that we have. And so at some point in the future, should you be interested, the next cohort starts in May. I believe May 9th or May 7th. What was it? Let me go back to it. The next cohort starts May 9th, yes. So if you're interested, let us know. We do have a current cohort that just started. If you want to sit in a few sessions to see what it's like, let us know. We can add you to that as well. So coming back to other resources that you receive, and I may not be able to go through every single resource because there's quite a bit of resources. You also will receive an opportunity manager. The role of the opportunity manager is they're looking for bid opportunities every single day. And as they're finding opportunities that matches the criteria of the team members, they will add it into a software called GovGenie. And I'm going to quickly show you how GovGenie works. We're going to, for the next few weeks, that's really what we're going to be doing, is getting you set up on some of these things here. Today, I'm just introducing you to all of that. Once everybody, is onboarded, in our next, we're going to start to get you onboarded onto some of these tools and resources. So GovGenie is a software You can use GovGenie to come and find opportunities. It's a bid matching software. So if you come in here and you put in here 541 611, and so it will pull opportunities. So right now there's about 2,800 projects under this NAICS code here. And if you like something, make sure I'm in the right place. Yep. If you like something, you click on it, click on the opportunity. And some of you, I don't know how you're currently managing your pipeline, but some of you may have may have Salesforce, may have Trello, may have Asana, may have different tools out there. But this is your pipeline management tool. So you just click on add to the bid board and then add. And so now this project is automatically, yeah, this is too long. So this project is automatically added to your bid board. So when you come in here, it's going to be in your bid board, and the project is right here. List of potential partners, slide deck, whatever this is. And if you're interested in this here, then you can just, you can use this here to manage. And there's going to be, we're going to, once we bring next week, when we meet, I'm going to bring in the opportunity manager, and we're going to train you on how to use the GovGenie, how to manage your pipeline. And so you kind of quickly see that, okay, I have $2 million that I'm watching. We're scoping out $42 million. We're drafting out $67 million. Now, there's going to be a shared GovGenie for the whole group. Each one of your company, you will have your own version of GovGenie to manage your own opportunities as well. So if the group is going after this radiology project, you will see this project on your own copy of GovGenie, but all your other projects that you're managing, that's not necessarily part of the Teaming Co-op, the group doesn't see that. So it allows you to silo your pipeline, separate pipeline for your own projects, and then the group, you can see it in both places. So when you have your own internal capture team meetings, you can pursue it and use this tool here if you choose to use that tool for your own company as well. This software is included. This is a $99 a month package. Actually, the opportunity manager is $1,000 a month. If you went to GovGenie, you say, hey, I just want to get the opportunity manager, that in itself is $1,000 a month. It's included in your package as part of the Teaming Co-op. So I shared with you earlier that you're getting amazing value for a very a serious investment, but very nominal investment. So that's the GovGenie software. We will dive deeper into that. Let me come back to other benefits. There is a learning management system that will be available to you as well. The Gov Fast Track, I talked about that. We have a video course. We have some training vault. You're a member of GCA. And you got many, many other valuable resources, which I cannot cover every single thing today, but you'll start to see them over time, because the main goal here is all of these are additional support to give you a better chance of success. The core purpose of the Teaming Co-op is so that you can have each other, so that you can have each other's relationships, so that you can have each other's past performances, so that you can lend your certifications to help another teaming partner. So that you can form joint ventures and some of these things as well. So any questions about the benefits? Okay, so if there's no questions about the benefits, let me go back to my agenda. So I'm gonna go over the agreement and the code of conduct. This is part of your commitment to the group, which is the code of conduct. And so let me pull that up and we will talk through that. Let me start off with the code of conduct. Well, let me highlight a few benefits first. There's a few benefits here that that we didn't address earlier. Well, I summarized the benefits here. All right, because this is really the heart of why it's here, right? Benefit number one is greater chance of contract awards. Now, you're able to utilize the past performance of your teaming co-op members. You can potentially pursue larger size contract. You're going to gain increased capabilities through this year. You're going to be able to have stronger proposal responses. You're going to be more competitive in this industry. You gain an instant network of relationships through your teaming partners and through us as well. And so you can expand your niche markets. You might be really good at 2 or 3 areas, but now instantly you're great at many things through your teaming partners. You're increasing technical capabilities. You have access to more proposal templates because we have proposal templates and proposal libraries to help you. And your teaming partners have their own as well. And so if you're teaming with someone, some of the resources will be used by the proposal writer to create new proposals. You receive support from your peers because sometimes entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. Sometimes you may not always be able to talk about certain challenges that you have because people don't understand you. Your family members, your spouse, friends, they don't always understand the challenges, the stress that you go through. And by having a peer of business owners, you can start create trusting relationship and start overcoming some of these challenges or some of the things that you may need advice on. I've trained over 14,000 businesses. I will be a great resource for you if you run into different challenges. I'm always here to give you thoughts in it as well. You're going to have better pricing strategies with more companies. You're going to access other small business certifications that you may not have. You can expand your regional capacity. You might be in the DMV area. You might be in the South. You might be in the West. Doesn't matter where you are. As we add more team, you'll be able to expand capacity by regions. And some of you have, as an 8A company, you need to meet your business goals. And so, and your 8A business plan goals. And so this is part of helping you to achieve that as well. And then you're going to gain more resources to financial services. We have banking relationship. We have banking relationship that really understands the government market. So HR professionals, some of you don't currently have a DCAA compliant accounting system. And so you may not have facility clearance. A few of the companies have facility clearance. So one technique that we use in terms of expanding facility clearance is, for example, if Stephen has facility clearance and your company don't, you can say, hey, Stephen, can I swap personnel with you? So what you do is you have a project and you might have a project with EPA and Stephen has a project with Homeland Security. And you swap people. So now he's a subcontractor to you on a project and you're a subcontractor to him on another project. In that case, you can be sponsored to that project so that now you can have facility clearance. So we use a few techniques like that. That's part of why teaming is important, so that you can gain new capacity that you currently don't have. At some point, we're going to talk about forming joint ventures and forming teamings and so forth. And so we'll cover that in the future. So that's part of the benefit here. And for larger companies, if we're working with larger companies in setting up JVs and so forth, it minimizes award protest. You're going to increase your chance of success. You're going to earn greater trust from agency by having stronger teaming partners. And then your solution is going to better meet agency requirements and proposal requirements and many other different things that in terms of value. So let me go down and talk about the code of conduct. Feel free to chime in and pause me if you have questions. I'm going to send this to you guys. I'm not going to read every single one. I'm going to highlight a few. By being in here, you're saying that you agree and that you ascribe to the shared vision that members who come in here, that you are willingly offering value to other teaming members. You're going to lend your resources. You don't have to, but this is a willingness, right? You have the decision, and that you're saying where I'm able to, I'm willing to do this here, to give value, to lend my resources, to give my best effort to the group, and I'm going to be in the spirit of creating mutual benefits for my business and for my teaming partners. So that's really the heart of this here. And a few companies chose not to be part of this here because this wasn't their vision. They only wanted to do it for themselves. And so some of those members, we did not invite them to be part of the co-op. We only want members that share in this vision that when I come to give, I will receive also. And if you're only here to take, you're not going to be very successful in the teaming co-op. You can do that by yourself without being in a teaming co-op. So that's really the heart. The code of conduct is that you are going to be in compliance with the FAR, with regulations and so forth. Integrity and professionalism, that you'll conduct yourself to the highest level of integrity and professionalism. Confidentiality, this is important. You're going to receive certain confidential information of your teaming partner. For example, they're going to share a proposal template to the proposal writer, and the proposal writer is going to use that to write a new proposal response for both your company. That document there does not mean that you can go share that with anybody. It's for the purpose of the mutual success of both companies. If you want to use it, you can ask your teaming partner, hey, can I use it for my own business? Ask them. And if they say, well, I'm not comfortable, it's okay if they're not comfortable. And most of the time they're gonna say, yeah, you know what, it's not a big deal, right? That's because you're gonna have certain resources that they may need, and so really you're here to lend support. This is important in terms of number 5, where there is a conflict of interest. So I'm going to spend a few seconds talking about this here. Conflict of interest may arise in this process here. Let me give you some examples of conflict of interest. Let's assume that there is an opportunity that the opportunity manager added to GovGenie on the bid board, and your salespeople and your BD and your capture team have already decided that you want to go on it alone. What that means is that if the team says, hey, we're going to bid on it, do you want to bid on it? Then what you need to say, hey, my team is already going on after this here by ourselves, and I'm going to recuse myself from going after with this here as a team member. You should disclose that to your teaming members. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't go after it, because it's based, we don't control who wins the contract, right? Your job, my job, the whole collective team's effort is to present the best proposal, the best solution, to be in the most compliant, so that we have the best chance of winning. The contracting officer, they choose who wins. And so even if you want to go solo as a prime, and you choose to do that, and a teaming member decides to go after it, you need to disclose that to your teaming partner, so that they can say, hey, can you add me as a subcontractor so that I don't bid on it on my own? Or can we go together as a teaming partner? Or you can, but at least there's transparency in that process. And so now if your team, if we're not discussing that in the teaming chapter meetings, you don't have to disclose it, because at that point there's no conflict. Only when there's a conflict, you should have a transparent approach to your teaming member. That's part of creating trust. These businesses that's coming together, all of you, you're here to help each other succeed. And if your teaming partner does not trust you, that's a bad thing. So So you have to earn the trust of your teaming partners. And trust will be given to you because trust is usually given first, but you still have to earn it and build upon that trust. And trust has to be validated. So this is important. There's a few other things. Trusting relationship, this is core. Fairness, again, this is part of why we're coming together, to create a fair and environment where everybody can have the best chance of success. So I'm not gonna, you guys can read through this here. This will be sent to you. So you guys will read through this here in the next few days. Later on this week, I will send out the resources so that we can get to other things there. All right, so we covered the NDA. It's a long document. I want you to read that on your own time. The NDA it covers our collaboration here in terms of you saying, hey, I'm coming in, I understand I'm going to receive certain proprietary information, I'm not going to share it to anybody else. And then the general teaming agreement, I'm going to send this to you guys. The general teaming agreement, I'm going to highlight a few key things here in the general teaming agreement, and then we're going to wrap it up here in a second. In the general teaming agreement, when you go through and read this here, there's a few things. This is a collaboration between all the teaming members, but it's not exclusive. And you're not employees of each other. And so let me, where is that part there? Okay, here it is. So this is, you are still free to go have your own teaming. You can set up your own joint venture. But keep this in mind. If you're putting all your time, energy elsewhere, that doesn't lend to creating trust within this group of companies that's here to help you as well. So be judicious about that. If you think there's value to include somebody else in other efforts, include them, include your teaming partners in that. That's how you're going to be successful collectively. But you're not limited. You have the freedom to build your business however you want. It's not exclusive, but you're saying we're coming together to lend our resources. And so read through this here. It goes into the specific of what you're agreeing to in terms of the chapter here. And then once you review it in the next few days, maybe sometime Monday, I'm going to ask everybody to go ahead and make payment and sign the agreement. So if you have any comment, any feedback to any of this document, even if you say, hey, we should add this here to the code of conduct, I want your feedback on that. If there's anything else you need, any questions about this here, let us know. We'll make changes between now and Monday. Sometime Monday, I'm going to send out a DocuSign so that everybody can sign it. Sometime Monday, I'm going to send out the link to go ahead and make your setup, your setup fee payment, your membership payment. All that will come to you in the early next week. So with that, we're at the hour. So I want to see if there's any questions, any comments. And then I have one quick homework assignment for you guys so that you can start populating this document here. Any questions? Okay, so no questions. So we started this document here. This is your past performance document, and so this is we're going to send this out to everybody and start filling this out so that we can start seeing, because the opportunity manager next week, we're going to talk to the opportunity manager. We're going to start adding people or adding opportunities to the bid board. We're going to train you how to use GovGenie. All of that will come next week. And so if you start filling out your past performance sheet here as part of this between now and sometime next week, that would be great. So we are at the hour. Any questions or comments before we wrap up? Okay, so I think if there's no questions or comments, then at this point here, I will send out today's recording to everybody so that if you want to review anything, you can do that.
Sorry, Abraham.
Yes.
Sorry, I had a quick question.
Yeah, I do have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a
Yeah.
question.
So I was gonna ask
me?
the PAX, the PAX 3, right? We have the opportunity to pursue that as a team.
Once we have the past performance, we will know if you guys are strong enough. And ultimately, you guys make the decision because we're here to support you. So once you see the past performance of all the businesses, you say, okay, hey, you know what? I think it's strong enough. Let's pursue it. Or we pursue other projects because there's some other big projects that's coming out too. And if we don't have enough strength at this point here, then we don't pursue it. You guys make that decision. I'm just going to make my recommendation based upon what I see. But ultimately, you guys make the decision. Should we pursue this here? And if you pursue it, then that's where we'll come in to help you to get that done.
Okay, because I know you also did mention before that based on the review of the past performance, if you have to draw some people in, if we're all interested as a team, you could also bring some other buddies to actually assist us in pursuing that.
Yes, right now, yeah. Well, let's review. If you guys complete the past performance matrix, we'll have a better perspective on, is the team strong enough to go after the PAX?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Jewel, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question on this. Like, we have an
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Jewel. I think Ramakan is asking a question now. We'll come back to you in 1 second, Jewel.
Okay. Is there a chance we can, talk to each other before we really sign into this program?
Talk to each other?
Yes,
What
we
do you
were
mean by-
interested, suppose, like Ken is there and I wanted to, talk to him or her, see really, what they are going to bring or just how comfortable we are each other. That's end of the day, the trust factor is the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, Ramakan, there's a little bit of your decision is not on your teaming partner at this point. I know that some of the business here is not mature enough, but that's where Joseph and I and our team come in, right? We're going to add more members so that it can become more mature. If you wait until later to come in, we may not need another company similar to yours. So the time is to be a founding member. You have to evaluate based on the strength of GCA, based on the strength of the program. Is this the right program for you? Yes, your teaming partner does matter because that's part of the core of how you're going to win contract. But you have to go on. Business is about taking a step of faith, taking a little bit of risk. There's not a lot of risk with this. Your investment is very nominal. We are giving you so much value. If you were to go hire a team of people like this here, it's going to cost you $20,000, $30,000 a month. And so your investment, we created such an incredible value to you that you're getting so much more than your monetary investment. And that's really your decision should be based on that. The teaming partners, we promise you that if the team is not strong enough, we will add more members to the team so that it will get to a point where you say, okay, you know what? I think we can go after bigger projects because of the strength of the collective. So I think that's where you have to go on. Do I trust Abe and the team? Do I trust the process? Is risk, but you're validating the risk a little bit as well, and to see if it's it's a step of faith a little bit, and so. So that's that's really the only answer I can give you. As you're welcome to talk to each other, but not necessarily in terms of evaluating to be part of the chapter. It is what it is at this point here, and so if you join, you have to join with a little bit of faith.
Okay, that's fine. And just now, Eugenia, she said PAX 3. is there is a chance to even, submit a proposal for the PAX 3 if you start working now, having, let us say more projects? Like maybe somebody saying, 200 projects, 500 projects, I don't know what is the number needed.
Again, we will make every effort to get the team ready for the PAX 3, but PAX 3 is short term, right? The
Yes.
Teaming Coop is here to see what we can do short term and long term. And your decision is, let's make every effort to get ready for the PAX 3, but it may be where we're, if the team is not strong enough, it may be where you guys decide it's a no. And so again, I won't make that decision. You got to make that decision.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Jewel, I'll take one more question, and then if you have other questions, we could address it by email because I do need to run to another meeting. So, Jewel, question?
Yes, quick question. You mentioned that the group, the team will meet once a week. Is that a specific time? It will be a standing meeting every Thursday at 10 o'clock or whatever. Is that how that's going to work?
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to send out about, because we're out of time, we're going to send out email. Joseph's going to send you an email of about 4 or 5 ideal time that my schedule is super, super tight. And so I'm going to find about 5 times that I'm available, 5 time slots, and then the group. And in your email, choose I'm open for all of those time slots, or I'm not open on this time slot. That way we know. And so if what we want to do is we want to find a key time slot that everybody can meet on. And that time slot, we're going to try to hold that every single week versus bouncing time from day to day and week to week and so forth. We're going to hold on to a specific time frame. But we'll send out email because of time. We won't have time to determine that day yet. But look for an email from
great.
All right, everybody. Hey, I need to run. So excited for all of you. I think this is a first step in a strong, prosperous future for you in the government market. And we'll see each other next week. Have a good one.